there he is. Let's talk a little Oki as the Panthers are enjoying the night off tonight, Friday. They will take on the Jets at the FLA Live Arena. There he is. Is that what kind of hat is that?
It's a goalie hat.
It's a goalie hat.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't see it. I can't tell what the hell the logo is there.
It's a company that take old goalie gear and they turn it into like wallets and hats and different kind of little trinkets. So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I like this hat.
Okay, all right. And he is a goalie, by the way. He plays hockey himself. So not only does he
the goalie shirt too.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah, man. It's all goalie today.
It's all about the goalie. What were you gonna say? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. There we go. Oh, the crease shirt. I got it. All right, there you go. Yeah. Well, we got to fix your lighting. Your lighting. You got light behind you. Then
yeah,
we gotta.
I didn't set up the ring light today. I gotta make sure that I'm setting up the ring light all the time.
Yeah. We need you looking purdy here on it all. All right, dude. Can't you do anything about the Avalanche? Like, what the hell, bro? Not 9-3 last night. I'm trying. I called a couple of old ladies in Hialeah for a little Santeria. You know, we sacrificed some things. I'm not going to tell you anything what we sacrificed because then Peter's going to get crazy. We pulled out all the stops and they kicked the Kings' ass 9-3, bro. This is the only thing we're playing for right now is number one overall.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool to get the President's Trophy to finish first overall. I think the goal at this point, at least finish first in the East, get home ice guaranteed through the first 3 rounds of the playoffs because so much can happen. I mean, Colorado last year looked like a juggernaut too, and they got knocked out in the second round.
You can't lose that lead in the East, bro. They're up by like 8 points, dude. Come on, bro. There's no way you lose that lead. If they lose that lead, I'd be really concerned going into the playoffs. Put it that way.
Yeah, well, obviously at this point, they've set themselves up. They've been playing so well the last couple of weeks that they've got this great cushion, not just in the division, which is really what we were keeping an eye on all year was getting the top spot in that division. Then all of a sudden it transitioned sometime at the end of last month, like, oh, okay, now we're jumping over Carolina for the division. Carolina stumbled, Tampa stumbled. So now all of a sudden they're kind of in the driver's seat for all that. So it's cool to keep an eye on Colorado because that would give them home ice in the final if they reach that far.
Yeah.
So that would be, a nice little chip to keep in your back pocket. But yeah, I mean, Colorado, much like I'm sure the Panthers seem to people, outside of South Florida, have just kind of been a constant scary thing throughout the year. They've just been kind of churning, just as the Panthers offense has been churning all year. So I don't know what kind of Santeria it's going to take. It might take you to kind of summon the Chupacabra to come up and to do something about Colorado. But they're a wagon just like the Panthers.
Yeah, although I will say this. There's a part of me that wants Colorado in the finals with the Panthers because I want
revenge, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Payback.
I want some payback after 27 years, bro. Come on. I have not forgotten after a quarter century what the hell happened. They took advantage of our, somewhat expansion team that got there almost, What were we in our 4th year or something like that?
Third season,
right? It was something stupid. I remember God, it was so long ago. I was covering that damn team in the Miami Arena. It was so much fun, dude. That's the most fun I've ever had as a beat reporter. Better than anything I ever did in football. Better than being with the Heat in Dallas and being full of champagne and winning the NBA Finals. I never had more fun than the season covering the Panthers in the Stanley Cup. Dude, you know why? I never run into an asshole in hockey. Yeah. I never have to deal with anybody in hockey that's mediocre. The hockey are salt of the earth people. And I don't mean anything bad in basketball or football because most of them are good people, but you're going to have your roadblocks in those sports all the freaking time. Hockey people are just like, they're just
a different breed.
Yeah, bro. They're just human beings. They're just phenomenal. It was so good to get Beezer. If he gave up 4 goals, he's the same effing guy that had, two games where he blanked everybody out and shut them down, or he gave up 4 goals. And Mellenby was the same way, and Scrudlin and all these guys.
Yeah.
They were just great people to cover, you know what I mean? So it was fun. I had a lot of fun. And that was and I'm a football guy, as you know. I bleed, eat, drink, smell, sleep football all the time, but there was nothing better than that hockey run. Nothing.
No, that was awesome. And a lot of those guys are still around. I mean, like Billy
Yeah.
Lindsay still, he does the radio.
Yeah.
Jovo's on the TV, and I mean, you talk to them now, and they're just as chill and just as cool guys as they were back then.
Yeah.
That whole team, was just a bunch of hardworking dudes that came together. Nobody expected them to be much, and they were having just as much fun as you were covering them. It was a pretty unique thing that they did in 1996, and I think the only thing perhaps a little bit more unique than what they did was the fact that they've done as a franchise nothing since.
Right.
To have utility for that long, it's almost mind-boggling.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have the ownership that we have now, and that's
Right.
really, in the end, that's what it comes down to, bro. You got to have the right ownership, and Viner, God bless him, he meant well. He really wanted to do well, and at least he got Dale Talon, and Talon did make a couple really good picks that are
Yeah.
obviously the heart and soul of this team right now. So I appreciate Viner and company. I know they didn't have enough money to really do it like Vinny is doing it now, but in the end, bro, you watch what Mickey's done with the Heat. You see what's going on now. It all ends up with your leadership at the top. That
Oh yeah.
determines what kind of a franchise you're going to look at. Our baseball team. You see, Loria was a terrible owner. You know what I mean? And now Sherman doesn't look like he may have the resources you need to succeed overall. And that's what Viola has never shortened this
Yeah.
team in Sifu. They have more than enough resources, and that's badass.
Yeah, the Marlins kind of need a Viola Sifu to come in and kind of do that, because like with Sherman, it's kind of like a Viner was, where the right intentions,
Right.
working his ass off, but maybe not quite financially as stable as what it'll take to kind of get to that next level. And that's what we've seen with the Panthers. And I mean, you talk to a lot of the players that have been around. Jonathan Huberdeau comes to mind. He always makes sure to thank the ownership, not just for investing in the team, but for keeping the core group of Barkov and Huberdeau and Ekblad, for keeping them together and believing them long enough to build what they've built now, to have the vision and to have the confidence that they could become what we're seeing now, which is this juggernaut of an NHL team. And it all starts, as you said, with those Dale Talon draft picks, with the Jonathan Huberdeau, with the Sasha Barkov, Aaron Ekblad, Mackenzie Weegar was drafted back then. So, it starts at the top and it just trickles down, as we've seen.
Hey, what's the plan for the Panthers over at War Memorial? Is that gonna be their practice rink soon enough next
Yeah.
year? Okay.
I think it's supposed to open up, hopefully be done this summer at some point and be ready for next season. I think that's kind of the tentative plan. But yeah, I mean, they're totally revamping the War Memorial, this big, beautiful new facility. It's going to be state of the art. They're going to have multiple ice surfaces.
The Parker Playhouse looks phenomenal, bro. God,
Yeah.
Can't wait to go to a concert there, man. It always sounded good, but it was always, it was old and it needed to be, updated. And I saw the pictures on social media. I can't imagine what they're doing with their practice, because it's two rinks, right? I think there's a practice rink and then there's a one for the public, right? Correct? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, well, the Panthers, like, even though they've got like their one designated rink up in Coral Springs, they use two ice surfaces almost every practice. Just kind of for the fresh ice and to keep things quick and everything and all that. But I mean, yeah, there's going to be multiple services in Fort Lauderdale too that the Panthers are going to utilize. They're going to have, like hockey leagues for, adults and kids. They'll have clinics. They'll have open skates. And then you talked about the other things. I think there's going to be the Playhouse. There's going to be like a family area. I don't want to throw out movie theater for some reason that pops into my head, but I might be overreaching a little bit. But either way, they're investing all this money into this great new facility just to kind of get the team the reach a little bit further east, because so many of the players live in Fort Lauderdale and a lot of people live out east in Fort Lauderdale and in that area. But there's kind of a disconnect between that and the hockey scene that happens out west by the Sawgrass Mall. So it'll be nice to blend that together, to kind of reach a little bit further with hockey with such a big population area, such a big like party area. We love to go to Las Olas and party, and Fort Lauderdale Beach, very popular. So let's integrate that with this amazing hockey team we got going on down here too.
All right, so you know this town, I know this town. I haven't talked to the Panthers yet, but I'm wondering about this. Do they have any plans to try to create an atmosphere outside the arena for games? Because I know the games are going to end up selling out. And as they climb into the playoffs, which we're hoping that they're making this deep run this year finally, I'm thinking they create like a Jurassic Park there, man. I think that would be, yeah, dude. I that deck is made for it, man. They have and with the mall across the street, people can park there if they want and then walk over. I think the Panthers should try to, uh, actually create an atmosphere outside the arena. Have you heard anything of something along those lines?
I haven't heard anything yet. To be honest, I haven't really dug in that regard, so I can start poking around and see if what they're working on, if anything. I hope, as you said, I hope they will. They've got this huge tarmac outside the arena, and I mean, I know that they have
Perfect.
events set up out there before every game. They've got like the kids hockey rink and the inflatables and different things like that. But I mean, it would be cool if they did it up a little bit, did it bid for the playoffs. I know in past years they've had like a concert stage and they've souped it up a bit for the postseason.
So
Right?
perfect. It's
Yeah,
so
it is.
perfect to create that kind of an atmosphere out there, man. I
Yeah,
think
get some bands going, get some drinks, put a bar out there, make it a little destination before the game.
and put
Especially.
a merch tent out there, and people
Oh
be
yeah,
scooping up stuff left and right.
get all the
Big
playoff
ass,
gear with
a
the
big
logos and
ass
all that.
television outside so people can watch it. That's it, dude. I think they could do it, and they have that atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like the maybe at the AAA it might be a little bit more difficult because it bleeds into Biscayne and it might create some issues. But
Yeah, well, they
there,
shut down Biscayne in front of the arena anyway for heat games.
that's true. That's true. They do shut it
But I
down.
mean, you kind
Yeah.
of got my brain working because like something that you see in other cities that go on like long playoff runs is that, like when you talk about a big TV, you get like watch parties going on, and they've got that huge area. Like they do it out. They did it in Toronto. They do it in Tampa. Like you get all these people. Like I don't know what what the situation is with the parking lot. It seems large enough that you could accommodate a
Oh,
game crowd and a watch party crowd.
they'll park a sawgrass, bro.
Yeah,
Please.
I mean, either way, like there should be room for it. If they can just get past only having 2 or 3 home games and go on a playoff run where you build up that kind of interest and you build up that excitement locally, that would be
That's
one of the coolest things that you could do down here. And that is what's going to get people's attention in South Florida, is making it the party scene, making it the destination.
That's my point. That's my point.
Yes.
And remember, a lot of people can't afford to be in the arena. So if you have a big, ginormous screen outside the arena, and then they're all outside watching for free, they
Right.
feel like they're a part of it right there. They're right next. They're at the arena. The game's going on. The win. Fans come out. They get the high five with the fans that are coming out, and they're all celebrating. And they get to buy their merch. And they buy a beer, and they're having some fun. I think it helps create a buzz. And if you can't afford to be at the game, you're right there at least, and you kind of feel being a part of it. I think it would be a cool thing. And I think the Panthers need to create that, because then that will also, like you said, make more headlines for them. The news stations, like instead of just your sports department at PLG, the news will go over and say, hey, man, the Panthers are doing this, this, and that. And the entertainment person will cover it. Who is it?
Yeah.
Lisa Petrillo? Is it Lisa Petrillo? Right?
No, Lisa Petrillo is down at Channel 4, my old
Oh,
station.
4. No, that's right. The old state. Lisa was Channel 10 years ago, right?
I think Janice is kind of like Janice Fernandez is kind of. Yeah, I think she's the one that covers that stuff. But no, I mean, when you talk about like investing, because like you can't just slap that together, right? You've got to put together, you got to structure it up with a stage. You got to get security. You got to make sure that it's going to work out in terms of like fire exits with the main exit. The arena only has that one exit. But even so, like the way the parking lot's built, where they have that kind of lower level of the parking lot right in front of the rink, you could put a big screen down there, just close off, like 15, 20 parking spots, whatever you might need to do. Like there's options. So I really would like them to see them do something like this. Cause like you talked about like what grabs attention. Like I think about those shots of like hundreds of fans standing outside, suddenly erupting when a big goal gets scored, the beer getting thrown up into the air like that. That's what you remember. Those are the memories, right? And like you said, you only get 20,000 people inside.
It's the Panthers pen, bro. That's what we're going to call it. That's it.
No.
All right.
I'd love to see something like that. Hopefully we do, as they go on this playoff run.
All right. So I'm looking at what's coming up. We're off tonight. They take on the Jets. But then
the other Jets. The less stinky Jets.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Then the Avalanche take on the Hurricane on Saturday. We take on the Red Wings on Sunday. They take on the Capitals on Monday. We take on the Islanders on Tuesday. And they release the Kraken on them on Wednesday. So
And then we get the Red Wings again on Thursday.
Yeah, they have the tougher schedule, bro. Come on. I'm just saying, let's go.
I love that this is like what you're hanging your hat on for the rest of the season. Like, let's go for the President's Trophy.
That's all I got.
I love it.
We already put away everybody else, so the next thing is and you know what? The funny part is, if you watch enough playoff hockey, you do realize that home ice means jack crap in hockey. Out of all the sports, home ice compared to home field, home court, whatever, is the least advantage that there is in this sport, correct?
I mean, I think, yeah, maybe when compared to other, I mean, definitely not
football based sports is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because in hockey, like, you really kind of build your own momentum swings, and it, you know, the game moves so fast. Like, I can get that, but still, when you're as good on home ice as the Panthers have been, like, you'd like to be able to give yourself that break, at least, you know, sleep in your own bed, have your home fans.
Amen.
But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, and when it comes to the hockey playoffs, it's kind of like all bets are off. Whether it's, you know, whether you're the number 1 seed or the number 8 seed, home ice, hot goalie, rookie goalie. I mean, there's so many things that can play into a hockey playoff series, switching on a dime. I mean, just thinking back to last year, like Colorado, you know, they were up. I think they won their first 6 games all by like 2 goals, and then they were gone just like that. It's amazing what I guess mystery, right? What the hockey playoffs can do. And that's why they're the best. That's why people who aren't even hockey fans know that hockey playoffs are far superior than any other playoffs that there is. I just really, really hope that this Panthers team, man, they've come so far. They've been working so hard. Like, I hope that they can reward themselves with a nice long run. They've earned it. Certainly this fan base, they've been, you know, more than ready. I'm just at the point now where, like, let's get there. Like 9 games to go, whatever it is. Like, let's go. Like, I want to see how it's going to play out. Like, I want to fast forward to the end of the movie. Let's do this.
We all do. I can't wait for it, because we've been waiting for this, especially those of us that have been following the team pretty hardcore every year, and we've been let down so much. This is like the year we've been waiting for a long, long, long time, and we hope we get. And I hope for Viola and Sifu, because they have invested so much, and they have shown the kind of dedication that very few owners have ever shown here in South Florida. They deserve it as much as anybody, that success. By the way, A. Lenny Locksmith, which of course is the proud sponsor of all of our Panther segments here with George Richards and with David Dwork, proud sponsors. And remember, we got 7 different locations throughout South Florida. We got a couple locations in Orlando and Tampa, and even in Phoenix, by the way, in Arizona, because, you know, they're going to open up even more nationwide. And you can you see the number there, 855-869-5625. They are a 24-hour locksmith, house and car lockouts. You call Lenny. Residential, commercial lockouts, you call alennylocksmith.com. If you need your car key replaced or programmed, you call alennylocksmith.com. 855-869-5625. Call them anywhere here in South Florida and in Central Florida, Orlando, and the Tampa area. All right, what's the latest with Ekblad, my friend? What do you got?
He has started skating. He's been skating with some of the extra guys lately, strengthening himself up for the playoffs. I think the target is still early May, which is, you know, right when the playoffs start. I think whether or not he's there for game 1, I don't know yet. I think they're trending in that direction. The
fact that he's right? No setbacks.
No setbacks at all. And I mean, Bruno has mentioned it before that this guy seems like he's a quick healer. He said it last year when he suffered the broken leg. He's healing very quickly, and he's getting back again this year. I tentatively would think he's going to be ready for the start of the playoffs. I don't want to like throw that out there, because obviously we still got a few weeks and he still has some healing to do. But I think if we continue on the trend that we're on, and he continues to heal and to prepare the way he has historically, it would not surprise me to see him there for the start of the playoffs. That's my opinion. But based on what I've heard, and in terms of the way he's healing, that he's starting to skate around, it wouldn't surprise me if he's ready for the playoffs for game 1. He should be back for that first round for sure. And yeah, I mean, it should be all systems go. You just have to hope at this point that the rest of the team can get through the rest of the season unscathed, stay healthy, and fire on all cylinders for game 1 of the first round. Which
and personally for him, and by the way, personally for him, he had the injury last year. So he's probably like, yeah, no, I need to get back and I need to get on the ice with my team. And this is one great year, and I want to be a part of this. And he's been a part of this thing from the get-go, with Barkov and Hubie. So, it's more. I don't think anybody wants to have the or wants to get into the postseason more than Ekblad after the 2 years he's been through.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure he was like wondering if he walked under some, what is it? Walked under the ladder, broke a mirror, something. Yeah, like he must have been feeling like there was like an Ekblad voodoo doll that somebody was poking, because I mean, after what happened last year, and that was scary in Anaheim when the injury first happened. I was out there. You're like, oh shit, here we go again. So yeah, I'm sure that and that's why like I wouldn't expect him to be rushed back. Like it just seems like the way that they're trending in the direction that he should be ready right around that time for the start of the playoffs. But I mean, yeah, he's got to be like chomping at the bit to get out there after watching that Tampa series last year, not being able to help out his team when they really could have, obviously with a player that good, you can use it. Yes. So to get back for the first round, which, as I was going to say before, it's looking like it's going to be the Capitals. Obviously things can change. It might end up being Boston or Tampa. I mean, who knows the way, but it looks like that Central Division or that Metropolitan Division team is going to be the second wild card. And it sure seems like you're sold that the Panthers are going to finish with the top spot in the East. You've kind of got a Lenny Locksmith locked up already with that top seed. So
come on, we got an 8-point lead, right? Come on, we can't see
in the is it 8? Is it 6 or is it 8 in the conference?
I thought it was 8. I thought it was 8. I thought it was 110 to 102.
I got it firing up right now. It's 6 points. Carolina, I think they won last night.
Oh, they won last. Okay, I didn't pick up.
So they've got one more game than the Panthers, and they've got the Panthers have the 6-point advantage, but they're up by 10 points in the division, which is like that. They just took off with that. It's crazy.
Right. I love it. I freaking love it. All right, what are you working on, PLG? And tell them about Chirping the Cats podcast, dude.
Yeah, Chirping the Cats. I think I may record a quick one in the next day or two. I'm hoping next week to sit down with a Panthers player for another one of the one-on-ones that we've been doing this season with Chirping the Cats as well. So I'd like to get that locked up before the playoffs start. Otherwise, it's just kind of like grinding away here. I mean, we've been talking about, we got 9 games left until the playoffs. So we'll kind of see what storylines develop as we get closer. But yeah, I'm just dying to get there, man. Like 3 years I've been on the beat, got to the playoffs every time, but now it's like, let's go on a run. Let's feel let's get there. Like I'm ready, man. Like I got nothing else to say. I'm just like so pumped. Let's go.
I'm with you. Follow him on Twitter at David Dwork and watch this amazing team. As I said last week, this is one of the great teams all time in South Florida sports history. Any sports, watch it, get on board, be a part of it. David, we'll catch up next week, my friend. Enjoy the Okie.
All right, brother. Have a good weekend.
You got it. That's the lockdown segment right there. LennyLocksmith.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.